So, I never thought I'd be one of those revenge at work people, but here we are. For context, I used to work in a corporate marketing department for a mid-sized tech company, the kind of place with casual Fridays, beanbag chairs no one used, and an HR department that claimed to care but really just took notes from management. I had been there for about 3 years, and I was doing well, consistent results, good relationships with clients, and decent performance reviews. I wasn't shooting for the stars or anything, but I was stable, dependable, and honestly, I liked my job. Then came her, my new manager, whom I'll call Samantha. Samantha came in with all the enthusiasm of a reality TV host. She was brought in to shake things up. The first few weeks were fine, lots of team meetings, buzzwords like synergy and rebranding our internal culture, that kind of nonsense. But I noticed pretty quickly that she didn't actually understand what we did. Like, at all. She had a background in digital lifestyle branding, whatever that means, but our department handled B2B marketing for industrial clients. Think software for inventory systems, not Instagram ads. She tried to apply all her influencer-style thinking to our workflow, and it just didn't fit. But she was so confident that people didn't push back. Until she started pushing me. It started small. She nitpicked things that had never been an issue before. Why did you word it like this? I would have used a different font. Can you make this sound more modern? At first, I took the feedback gracefully. I mean, she was a boss. But then it became clear she was singling me out. Meetings? She'd forget to invite me. Projects? She'd assign mine to someone else last minute. Emails? She'd CC my teammates on reminders to do tasks I was already on top of, just to make me look slow. It became a pattern. She was trying to undermine me. One day, she pulled me into a performance discussion. According to her, my communication style was uncooperative. When I asked what that meant, she said I was resistant to change. I reminded her that I'd literally implemented 2 of her new project tracking ideas already. She smiled that fake corporate smile and said, "You're a talented person, but sometimes attitude matters more than output." That's when it clicked. She wanted me gone. But why? Turns out it was because of money. I found out through some office gossip that my position had been classified at a higher pay grade than she realized when she took over the team. She had budget constraints and apparently wanted to trim the fat. But firing me would have required HR justification, something she didn't have. So instead, she started a campaign to make me quit. Well, I don't quit quietly. I decided to stay put and play the long game. I kept detailed notes of everything, every meeting, every coaching conversation, every passive-aggressive email. I saved screenshots, messages, everything. If she said something verbally, I followed up by email just to confirm, so there'd be a paper trail. I also started leaning into her feedback, excessively. She wanted my writing more modern. I threw in so much slang and casual phrasing that our clients complained. She wanted less wordy reports. Fine, I cut them down so far that she couldn't present them properly in meetings. Each time something blew up, I smiled politely and said, "I was just following your direction." You'd think she'd back off. Nope, she doubled down. Samantha started excluding me from even more projects, then blamed me for not being proactive. She gave my work to newer, cheaper hires and took credit when things went well. When they didn't, she pointed fingers at me. What she didn't realize, though, was that a lot of our external clients preferred working with me. I'd built those relationships over years, and they trusted me. So when they started noticing I wasn't included in projects anymore, they complained directly to upper management. This didn't look good for Samantha. Now, here's where things really got interesting. Around this time, the company started an internal audit, not because of her, but because we were restructuring departments. HR sent out anonymous surveys to all staff asking about team climate and managerial effectiveness. I answered honestly, and so did several others, apparently. A few weeks later, HR scheduled follow-up interviews with select employees. I got one, so I told them everything. Calmly, factually, with evidence to back it all up, emails, notes, even Slack logs. I didn't badmouth Samantha. I just laid out what happened and let them connect the dots. 2 weeks after that, Samantha called an emergency team meeting. Her tone was weirdly cheery, the kind of fake upbeat you only hear when someone's trying not to panic. She said she decided to pursue other opportunities and was leaving the company effective immediately. HR was grateful for her contributions. Translation: she'd been fired. It turns out the audit had uncovered that she'd been manipulating performance reports and reassigning projects to make certain people look bad, me especially, while taking credit for their work. The client's complaints, my documentation, and her overall pattern of behavior were the final nails in the coffin. The best part? The company offered me her position. I politely declined. I didn't want a headache of managing after all that nonsense, but the offer alone was deliciously satisfying. They gave me a raise instead, and I stayed just long enough to train the new manager. Samantha, though, she tried to freelance for a while, then disappeared off LinkedIn entirely. A mutual connection later told me she had applied to another company in our industry, and one of our clients had given her a less than glowing reference. Oops. I didn't even have to lift a finger to ruin her career. She did it herself. Now, whenever someone asks me about bad bosses, I always say the same thing. Document everything. Don't let them gaslight you, and don't lose your cool. HR may move slowly, but if you give them enough data and time, they will connect the dots. And sometimes, the sweetest revenge isn't getting even. It's watching someone fall into a hole they dug for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to not miss another upload.